Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're like me, you probably spent way too much time bouncing between Linux distributions, chasing that elusive perfect setup. But what if I told you that after years of real world testing, putting two heavy hitters through the ringer, I finally found one that feels like home? Today, I am diving deep into my long term journey with Fedora and Powerhouse, sharing the highs, lows, and those subtle differences that only show up after months of daily use. Whether you are a developer, gamer, or just someone tired of constant tweaks, this breakdown will help you decide which might stick for the long haul. So, let's jump in. First off, a bit about how this all started. Like many Linux users, I was caught in the endless cycle of distro hopping, trying something new every few months because the grass always seemed greener. I'd hear about a shiny features here or better performance there, and boom, I'd be reinstalling. But I got fed up with the constant setup and wanted to commit long term to see what an operating system really offers when you live with it day in, day out. Fedora caught my eye because of its reputation for bleeding edge innovation and rock solid stability, backed by the Red Hat community. PopOS, on the other hand, appealed to me with its user friendly vibe and tight integration from System 76, especially for hardware like laptops with hybrid graphics. So, my goal: find an operating system that handles everything from coding and content creation to gaming without forcing me to babysit it constantly. I dual booted them on my main machine, alternating as my daily driver for over 2 years, and tracked everything from boot times to battery drain. So, let's start with the Fedora, the one that feels like the innovator in the room. Fedora is all about pushing boundaries while keeping things stable, and over time, that really shone through. Its package management with DNF, which uses RPM under the hood, is efficient and keeps you on the latest software without the chaos of something like Arch. In my experience, updates were smooth, and the 6-month release cycle meant I was always getting fresh features without waiting forever. For instance, by late 2025, Fedora 43 introduced even better support for atomic desktops, which adds layer of security and makes rollback a breeze if something goes wonky. On the user experience side, Fedora handled my daily tasks like a champ. I'm talking web development, running virtual machines, and even some light video editing. The GNOME desktop, which is the default, grew on me with its clean, gesture-friendly interface. Extensions let me tweak it for better multitasking, like adding a dock or quick app switches. Over months, I noticed Fedora's feeling of reliability. It rarely crashed, and community forums were gold for troubleshooting. Now, about the pros. It has excellent hardware detection out of the box, especially for newer kernels that fix quirks on my AMD setup. Gaming performance was solid too, with Steam Proton running most titles smoothly after enabling the right repos. But it's not all perfect. After extended use, I did hit some cons, occasional slowdowns if I didn't clean up old packages, and battery life on my laptop hovered around 6 to 8 hours for light work, which is decent but not standout. Driver support for peripherals like webcams or printers sometimes required extra steps, though the community mods make it manageable. Overall, Fedora rewarded my patience with a sense of cutting edge freedom, but it demanded a bit more hands on maintenance than I expected long term. Now, shifting gears to PopOS, the one that markets itself as a powerhouse for creators and gamers, making the switch felt seamless. It's based on Ubuntu, so if you're coming from something Debian like, it's familiar territory. So, initial impressions: polished and inviting. System 76 tweaks make it feel optimized right out of the gate, especially if you have NVIDIA hardware. Their hybrid graphics feature lets you toggle between integrated and discrete CPUs effortlessly, saving battery or boosting power as needed. The real star for me was the evolving desktop environment. By 2025, PopOS 24.04 LTS, set for full release in December, brings the Cosmic Desktop, written in Rust for better performance and customization. It's highly flexible. Think easy window tiling, super key navigation, and a do not disturb mode that actually respects your focus time. In long-term use, this boosted my productivity. I could organize workspaces intuitively for coding sessions or content creation without fighting the UI. Gaming was a highlight too. Pre-installed support for Steam, Lutris, and Proton meant titles like Cyberpunk or indie games ran with minimal tweaks, often outperforming Fedora in frame rates on my setup. Performance-wise, PopOS held up well over time. Updates are user-controlled, so no surprise reboots mid-workflow, and full disk encryption is standard for security. For software development, the apt package system plus Flatpak integration gave me access to a huge library without compatibility headaches. About battery life, it edged out Fedora slightly at 7 to 9 hours on my machine, thanks to better power management defaults. Though it's hardware dependent. About the cons, it's tied closely to System76 ecosystem. So if you're not on their hardware, some optimizations like firmware updates feel a tad less seamless. Community support is strong via their forums and chat, but it's smaller than Fedora's. Still, after months, PopOS felt like set it and forget it option, which is reliable for everyday use without constant fiddling. Alright, time for the head-to-head. How do they stack up in practical terms as of November 2025? On performance, both are snappy, but PopOS pulls ahead for gaming and GPU-intensive tasks due to its NVIDIA focus and cosmic efficiency. Fedora wins on raw innovation, like quicker adoption of new kernel features for emerging hardware. Battery life is close. PopOS often feels more optimized out of the box, but Fedora can match it with tools like TLP for power tweaking. About the software availability, Fedora's repos are more cutting edge, which is great for developers needing the latest libraries, while PopOS leans on Ubuntu's stable ecosystem, reducing breakage over time. Now, the little things made the difference long term. About driver support, PopOS excels with plug-in and play for graphics and peripherals, especially hybrids, while Fedora might need manual kernel updates. Fedora's frequent cycles keep things fresh but can introduce bugs. PopOS LTS approach, which is aligned with Ubuntu, means longer stability. Now, about the community. Fedora's massive Red Hat-backed forums are unbeatable for deep dives, but PopOS System76 team provides targeted hardware-specific help. After all this, my ultimate choice. PopOS become my permanent home. You ask why? Its balance of user-friendliness and performance just fit my workflow better over the years. No more fighting for consistency, and the Cosmic Desktop sealed the deal with its modern, customizable feel. Fedora was a close second for pure innovation, but PopOS minimized frustrations in daily life. Wrapping up, this journey busted the myth of the perfect OS. It's about what suits your needs for the long game, not the hype. Both Fedora and PopOS are fantastic, but committing revealed nonsense like how PopOS tweaks save time, while Fedora sparks experimentation. If you're on the fence, try them both for a few months and see what sticks. So what about you? What's your long-term distro story? Have you settled on Fedora, PopOS, or something else? Drop it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, hit the like and subscribe for more Linux deep dives. Next up, I'm exploring what's coming in Pop!OS 26.04 and beyond. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.